What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary. What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary top remote reaction video. Let's go.
With me, Patrisse Marie Cullors. She is an artist, organizer, and freedom fighter on the Black Lives Matter team. A call to action in response to the way their lives are being devalued. Patrisse, welcome to the show and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you.
All right. How did you get involved with Black Lives Matter?
Actually, myself, Alicia Garza, and Opal Tameti, after the George Zimmerman acquittal last year, we created the hashtag Black Lives Matter. And we created that hashtag from a place of grief, but also from a place of wanting to declare that Black lives matter, and that is important that we, as a nation, really look at the problems of race in this country. And then, obviously, this year the hashtag has just taken on a life of its own. And myself and Darnell Moore, we co-organized a Black Lives Matter ride to St. Louis Ferguson. The third week after the uprisings there. And so we organized over 600 people, Black people, to drive into St. Louis and Ferguson. We stayed there for 2 days. And I think at that point, the hashtag was brought back to over 20 plus cities.
That's amazing. And you're located here in L.A., right?
Yep, Los Angeles, California.
Explain to us some of the demands of Black Lives Matter.
One of our biggest demands that we're going to be really working on for this upcoming year is calling on local city councils and county governments to look at how they're allocating funding specifically towards law enforcement and not into alternatives in our communities like jobs, housing, access to healthy food. And so we're going to be really trying to pass resolutions at city councils and county governments as well as in Congress to push forward a model that would really look at how we can figure out how our communities can be resourced. That's not just about resourcing law enforcement.
So you're using this occasion to get more government
assistance,
finance or programs into the Black community?
Exactly.
But isn't that's one of the primary reasons that Black people are, not all but most, are so morally bankrupt is because government has been taking care of them for the last 50 or 60 years or so? Government is hurting them rather than helping them. Why do you want more government programs in the Black community?
I think that it's, I don't know if it's government that's been morally bankrupt.
No, where's the government?
He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said the Black people are bankrupt.
Black folks
has
have been
helped,
morally
right,
bankrupt by the lack of government services.
No, not the lack of. Too much government support has devalued Black Americans.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think there hasn't been enough support. I think, especially for me, growing up in Los Angeles, I grew up in poverty and watched my mother work 3+ jobs. Barely was able to see her. And as I went to school, I witnessed how mostly communities of color, Black communities, were segregated even in our own schools, tracked into sort of lower education. And I think that the government hasn't actually done enough for Black people.
Amazing. Were you born out of wedlock?
No, I was not.
So your father was in the home?
Yes.
And yet the two of them could not raise a family?
Not with. I don't understand your question. Could not raise a family.
Did your father work?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he worked for GM Van Nuys.
And your mother worked as well?
She sure did.
Well, why were you poor?
I have no idea. I think because we live in a capitalist system that some people have a lot of wealth and some people don't.
You don't support capitalism?
I think what I support is families being able to feed their children regularly. And I think the current system that we live under doesn't allow for all families to live a life of dignity.
Do you support capitalism?
I support systems that support communities, and in this current government, it's not about capitalism or not. I think it's more about who's taken care of and who's not taken care of.
Do you support capitalism?
I'm not understanding your question,
bro.
Do you support capitalism or not?
I just want to put the definition out there. Maybe she don't know the definition, but capitalism is an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit rather than by state.
She hung up. She hung up.
Amazing. Bro, I think he asked her that and she didn't answer, because if I just read this definition like I just read it, right? And the way I perceive it is, capitalism is often thought as an economic system in which private actors own and control property in accord with their interests in demand and supply, freely set prices and markets in a way that can serve the best interests of society. The essential feature of capitalism is the motive to make a profit. Now, he asked her this in regards of her movement, because you have non-profit organizations, you have capitalistic, where they operate, money has to come in for them to operate to their ability. So it's like she's sitting here saying she likes a system that helps community and service the community, but you can't answer if you like capitalism. Because capitalism, all you have to do is say, look, I don't support capitalism in regards of I don't support capitalism when it comes to it being all about profit. If it's going to be all about money, I don't support it. If it is all about money in regards of funding, and it's a way to go about it. But if you just support, if you want to keep it general and just say, look, it's not about the money, so no, I don't support it. You know what I'm saying? But she can't answer a simple question. I don't know.
James, get her back. See if she'll come back. Call her again. My question was quite simple. Do you support capitalism or not? And the answer is no, I believe, but she wouldn't say it. She support more government.
And the government is all, they got to make their money, so they operate or whatever the case may be. So you have to, I believe she does. She maybe just don't want to say it.
See, folks, this is what's going on in America. They want more government. James is Phyllis Harper. She thought you got smart.
That's like you yelling at, that's like you biting the hand that feeds you. So why would you want more of that if you supposedly don't like the way you're being treated? Or if there's, if you're going to stand up to say, you know what, we embrace your help, but can we be treated a certain way, or whatever her belief is, Like I say, racism is not a thing. Racism is a movement. I look at it like this, and it's an illusion with someone moving with hatred in their heart and tends to try to make it popular opinion, casting out their hatred. That's how I look at it. That's how I receive it. And that being said, because you got good people and bad people, and that's just how the world is, so it's like getting caught up in different type of topics and segments of labeling and categorizing good people and bad people is just extra. It's just not needed. It's simple,
James so weak.
Because I don't understand, if she represents this organization, why can't she answer a question like that? And come to find out, not too long ago, what I discovered, the Black Lives Matter movement was taking money and funding themselves. Those who started the organization for a cause that can be quite positive if you want to make sure all minority groups, or minority groups in general, just get treated fairly and receive the help out of respect and embrace it appreciatively. But how can you do that in regards of you getting caught up in the funds that you're asking from the government, and then you're utilizing it your own way and saying forget and heck with these people? So did you, like I say, an act of hatred to make it popular opinion to disguise the hatred within, the illusion?
I feel your pain. James, my producer, is trying to get this woman back. She hung up on me. You can tell when they don't want to tell the truth about the question. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm not sure what you're asking me. She blamed capitalism for the problem. That's why her parents could not afford to come to her to take care of her. And so I asked, do you support capitalism? And she went all around the question, would not answer the question, and then she hung up.
Because you got to make money to, survive. So it's like, and I feel like he was going to trickle down to what is this organization about? Is it more capitalistic, or is it more a non-profit and receiving funds to give out and disperse as a service to community just in general, or is it about receiving money to do more things? Meaning I got to get something in return to give something, which is like capitalism, making profit and set the price to the point where it depends, You could receive funding from a nonprofit standpoint, meaning you receive a certain amount of funds and you work with what you have, and you have donations and bring forth to make it work. Or you just gotta set a price, people pay, they receive the funds, and they use the funds to disperse to community, making profit to help more. So it's like making profit to disperse more resources. But at the end of the day, making sure that putting a positive positive connotation on the simple fact, okay, this money, they say money is the root of all evil. We make money evil. Like I just said, the organization, which if I'm not mistaken, quote me if I'm wrong, because I'm just from what I just skimmed along and saw it on Yahoo News or whatever, that they use the organizers of the organization of the Black Lives Matter use the funds to buy a mansion or so forth. So,
isn't that something?
It's something amazing. Amazing.
888-775-3773. I'm waiting to see. Oh, James said that she did not pick up. We know what that means. When we come back, she's going to get the chicken song. James, call her back and let her know that if she doesn't pick up, she's going to get the chicken song. Then she put a tail between.
Yo, Jesse funny, yo. He read that right. He said she's going to get the chicken song. Let her know.
Between the legs and ran. She doesn't want that. In L.A., I have with me Patrisse Cullors, and she is one of the founders of Black Lives Matter. She hung up on me. She ran. She put a tail between her legs and ran. She is out of L.A., so she can't be running that. Let me look over in South Central Way and see if I see that woman. Oh, let me check. Going down Crenshaw, all the way down to Hoover, Vermont. Here is the chicken song from Patrisse Cullors. Black Lives Matter. One of the founders.
You really got a chicken song, bro.
Patrisse Cullors.
Answer me. Answer me.
She is gone. Ain't no use in praying for her anymore. She's gone. Let's go to Baba Go To God of Los Angeles. Baba Go To God, welcome to the show, sir.
That was epic. I mean, not just the chicken song, but the fact that she cuts. I think she may have the record for the quickest cut, the quickest cut and run on your show. I don't know, Andre. I don't want to stress your staff for research like that, but I'm sure she's one of the quick ones.
I'm telling you. And she is part of Black Lives Matter, but no courage.
And the deal is, most of the people who run, since I've been listening to the show, they get upset, they threaten to leave. There's a little drama. There's a little, you start to back down a little bit and say, "Oh no, don't run, no," and then they go. But this one just disappeared like she was some Sabrina the Witch or something.
I'm telling you.
And
all I was asking does she believe in capitalism? She was on a landline, so no problem with the phones or anything. That woman ran. She was on a cell phone, James is telling me. She put her tail between her legs because she was trying to get all around answering that question about capitalism. And this is why I tell the folks who are on the side of good, of the truth, do not be afraid of these people. They don't have courage. They only have courage if you act intimidated.
I think what started it, though, if you want to get into specifics of this call, is that when you started to question, well, wait a minute, you weren't poor. Both your parents worked. He worked at GM. I'm telling you, he's not poor.
Right.
They get benefits like crazy.
And she said,
the pay is great.
And she said Mama was working so much that she didn't see much of her, so they had some buku money coming in.
Oh, they did. But, they like to pretend, that they're down with the cause. And to be down with the cause, like the Obamas, you have to fake like you had or like Hillary Clinton did. You have to fake like you had a real tough upbringing.
Yeah. Kristen out of Michigan, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, good morning. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas to you, buddy.
Hey, I thought...
and then she ran on Christmas. Amazing.
We did a little tap dancing scene, but that last dance was a full-on magician. She did the vanishing act.
I'm telling you.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, man.
It's funny, man. Just like
James, my producer, was afraid of her when he was talking to her on the phone because she was black and she sounded so tough. And he was shaking in his boots.
Oh, no, she pulled the David Copperfield, man. She was she was gone. Oh, man. But, yeah, it kind of sounded shady when you were questioning her because she only mentioned her mother working 3 jobs. She never mentioned her father until you asked about it.
Yes.
She said he worked at GM, and I'm like, okay, there's no way she was poor. Father working at GM, mother having 3 jobs, just no way. She's probably making a lot of that stuff up.
All lies.
But yeah, I wanted to ask her, why is it all of a sudden Black Lives Matter? All these gang members and thugs in the neighborhood killing innocent black folks left and right. Why didn't it matter before? Why is it all of a sudden when there's white cops to go after, you want to hashtag this and hashtag that? You're not hashtagging out here in the hood. I don't see you out here protesting in the hood with all these gang members and drug dealers.
That's right. She didn't have to go to Ferguson. She could have just gone right on over to South Central.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing. She's in L.A., one of the top murder capitals of black people. Black on black crime. But you know what they say about these liberals. I got a quick joke for you. What do you call a bunch of liberals in the basement?
I don't know.
A wine cellar.
Oh, boy. That's a good one.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas to everybody at Bond. And
thank you, my friend, and same back to you. I appreciate you. Greg, Wilmington, Delaware.
Hey, Jesse, you really plucked that chicken quickly.
Man, she was, at the blinking of an eye, she was gone.
As soon as she came on, one of the clues was she thought because they came up with some hashtag name that they had really done something.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could just feel by the way she was saying it. And then as soon as you got to any kind of truth whatsoever, it was just like gone. It is funny that the thing that, I don't know why, but this popped into my head during the Not Think They Do.
Well, man, that was interesting. That was amazing, as Jesse was saying, man. But if you're new to the channel, come join the family, man. Hit that subscribe button, turn your post notifications on. Comment down below any legendary top of the movie reaction videos you guys want to see. And get this video a big thumbs up, man. Catch that YouTube algorithm. It's totally free. Peace, family.